Okay, let's take a look at this part. So you have, I assume you already finished with lecture 1.
Yeah.
And you already see this running then. So I'm sure there are very interesting things here, but you finish this, right? You click on this run button, and then
did I do setup?
And then you select the setup, and then you it's running.
I don't have setup.
Yours is in different name. So you click on Start Program, and you see the Karel running around. Everybody got this? Okay, cool. You're an excellent student. Finish every single step I did. And anybody actually tried to debug this program? What does it mean? Okay. So you see that this is the setup class, and this is the program we're running. And did you actually see the lecture 2?
No, I did.
Okay. So what this does is basically when you click on Start. You click on Start Program. It runs this method. And the first step is move. And the second step is pick beeper, which is that you pick a beeper from the ground. And the third step is turn left and then move, and so on and so forth. And you see that in action when you click run. And you can actually go step by step using Eclipse. That's called debug. Why is it called debug? Because when Karel runs in a direction that you didn't want him to run, there's something wrong with your program. You want to find out where you got wrong. And then this is how you debug. So how do we debug programs in Karel? Where's my cursor?
It's there.
Okay, we'll close it. And when we try to debug is that we put a breakpoint. Breakpoint means that when you run the program and the program runs to that point, it will break. It will break means it will stop and then goes to here. So what do we do here is double click on this margin here, this blue margin, double click. And you can see a blue dot in there. So that's a breakpoint. Or the other way you can do this is that you put your cursor here and you right click, and then you see this menu pop up that you can do toggle breakpoint, disable breakpoint. So these two will enable or disable breakpoint so that you can trace different things. Now you started a breakpoint, and then you start that program again. Choose setup, and then OK. And when you try to say start program, you see actually this breaks into Eclipse. And Eclipse is asking you whether you want to go to these debugs for it. And here you click on yes. It will go to a different screen setup, and it tells you that the program is running. It's rather stopping at this point. So now the program stopped. Now what do? We can actually step through the program. Let the program run slowly, so you have a close view of what's actually going wrong here. So we want to see the program running and the debugging at the same time. So let me adjust the window size. Okay, that's better. And now we can see Eclipse and Karel at the same time. Make it bigger. Make it bigger. Okay. Now you stop here, and now you want to go one step further. You click on this button here, step over. And this will move and see what happens, Karel. So when you click on this, what did Karel do? It moved. And then it actually says pick beeper. And the beeper disappears. And then you turn left and move. Turn right, sorry. And then move. Put beeper. And then move. And then it's finished. Okay. So now you can actually stop it. Now there are several buttons here, and this is step over, which I just showed you, and this is step into, and this is step return. What's the difference between these three? Each of these things will actually let your program go forward one step. What's the difference between them? So I'll show you what's the difference between them. And remember that we still have this. We still have this breakpoint right here. The breakpoint point is still here. And let's run the program again. And when we click on Start Program, again, Eclipse will stop the program at this point. Now, I showed you that when you go step further, it will actually just go a step further. And remember last time I was here, I kept clicking through, turn right, it will just turn right and then fall over. But see that the turn right by itself is a method here. Note that instead of clicking on step over right here, if I click on step into, it will go into that method. So if I click on step into, it will go into that method instead of go over it. Okay, so this will actually, now you can step over because you don't want to go into turn left. Turn left is not written by you. You don't really care what's inside turn left. You only care about your own program. So now you click on what is called the step over, and then it will go over. And what does this mean? What's step return?
Is return? You go back.
Basically, it will just continue is this method here until it finishes this function and then return. So in here is that it will keep executing until it returns from this method and go to the upper level. So remember that we go from run to into turn right, and then we go several steps into turn right. And if I click that one, it will go back to run. So that's the difference between these. See? It will finish turn right and then stop at move. Now if you click on move again and put beeper and move. So that's how it's finished. Okay? Okay. So let's see. So now that's how we get to this thing. So let me show you another thing that may interest you, which is also very valuable, is that there's a concept of a world, Karel world. What's the Karel's world? It's just this part on the right side of the screen. That's a world for Karel, and Karel can only run inside his world or her world. And we can actually create a new world, a bigger one in this case. So this one right here on the right hand side is 3 by 4, and we can make it bigger. So let's say 10 by 10. And then you ask me for a name. So we actually can get a big star. This is the file name we use to create a new world. That the new world definition will be stored in that file. And later we can load it. So there's a world directory. We save this file into that directory. And then click on save. Now it creates a 10 by 10 empty world. And we can actually put a beeper here. What we do here is that click on this one and put it here as a beeper. And if you want to create a wall, click on this one, and then we can similarly drag you drag your cursor, your mouse. You make a mistake. How to get rid of this one? So you click on this one, and then basically that will just click on it. This will get rid of this wall. Okay, and you can play with this thing and see what happens. So, okay, now this is the world we create, and then we save it. Now we actually finish this program, and let's start again. And this time we don't need to debug, we just want to see what the program does. And what we need to do is that we want to remove this breakpoint. And what do we do to remove the breakpoint? You can right click and say toggle breakpoint to disappear. Or you can double click again, it will just disappear. And then we can start this program again. Yes. Okay. So instead of start program, I want to run this program instead of run this small world. I want to run it on a bigger world that I just created. Load world. And what's the world I created? Big star. Remember? So that's the file name we actually name it, and then we click it. Now Karel's world is much bigger. Now we run this inside this world. Start program. See what happens? So basically it faithfully executes all these steps without any mistake. It doesn't care how big of the world is, it just follows those exact steps. And that's it. And so that's it. So currently we covered several things. The first is that I assume you already set up your computer, and now you already run the first Karel program. See this Karel running around. And in this meeting, we talk about how to enable breakpoints and debug your Karel program inside Eclipse. And then we talk about how to create a new world and load it into your Karel program, and then run it to see what happens. So you are encouraged to go back and try your own luck and see what the kind of a program world you can create, and let the Karel run inside of it. Now, let's see. And I'm glad that you all finished this. And since we already have a lot of time, I plan that each meeting will be about 40 minutes to 1 hour long. But today it seems that you already finished most of it. But how many of you have watched the lecture 2? Only one? Okay.
I watched it over spring break.
Okay. So this time's homework, be sure to finish watching program lecture 2. At the same time, without watching lecture 2, let's try our luck to see how much we can accomplish. And this is the first problem in this program. Let's see that we want to complete problem 1 in assignment 1.
Collect the newspaper.
So this is the real thing.
It's the house with the wall and the door and the newspaper. Yeah, the
newspaper
thing.
So this is a problem 1, and your task is to, in this world, collect that beeper and go back to the original spot.
The newspaper. It's the newspaper.
Can you tell me how can you accomplish that? By breaking down the steps. What does Karel needs to do to pick up the newspaper?
Okay. Move and then turn right.
Move.
I don't know which way.
Okay, cool. Let's see whether we have this.
Move, turn right, move, turn left, move.
So basically, so remember that we started debugging, and Eclipse asks you whether you want to switch to the debugging screen. Now we're in debugging setup, and it's good for debugging, but it's not necessarily very good for programming. So we go back to the, you click on this button called Java, this button right here.
Yeah.
And if you click on this one, it goes back to the window like this. And then, this is in assignment 1. Assignment 1 already have in here. You can also find it in your own world. And so collect newspaper, Karel. This file contains the template file of that. And what you need to do is to define a run method, and exactly the same way as here. So that's public void run. And when you say start program, this method will be called. So let's try our back.
Yeah, that's what it says.
So public void run and parentheses, and then curly bracket. So this is a skeleton that every program has to have. And now we just put one move here, and I encourage you to not do that and just try to repeat what I did back in home to see whether you can recreate it. That's a good exercise, really. So let's see. And now we run the program, and you can guess what will happen. So collect newspaper, Karel. And if we say start the program, what will happen?
Karel will move. Yeah, one step forward.
Okay.
Yay!
Okay, Karel move. So you'll know that the goal is for Karel to move to the beeper, which is our newspaper, pick it up, and go back to the original space. So what do I need to write here for it to be able to do that.
Move.
Sophia, since you already finished, can you let others speak? Okay. And?
Turn right.
Well, this turn right.
Because your face. Move. Yeah.
And?
Move and then turn left and then move and pick up paper and then and then you have to go.
And turn left. And?
Move.
Move. And?
Pick up the paper. Pick paper. Can you go backwards? You can turn around. Turn right and then turn right again, I guess.
Yes. Or you can turn left and turn left again.
Or you can just turn around.
And?
Move 2 times.
Move 2 times. And?
Turn right.
It doesn't matter.
No, you have to move 3 times.
Move 3 times?
Yeah.
Okay.
Be careful, be. And
Cool.
then at the end, move again.
At the end, move again.
And then turn right again.
And then turn right again.
Yeah.
Okay, is that it? Okay, look like so. Let's try our luck. So what we need to do is to save it. First, we need to save it. And then we can load this stop this program and restart it. And then run, turn this.
And then start.
And then start program.
Yay!
Congratulations, that's very impressive, you guys.
Okay.
First time it worked. Now, I don't know actually, I think this pretty much conclude today, and since you haven't watched the lecture 2, it's kind of difficult for me to follow forward. So, today's homework, watch lecture 2, and I want you to be able to complete this on your own. And that's not all. I want you to be able to, oops.
No papers are left in this corner. Put the waffle.
What I did, I accidentally click on the start program again. So it just execute this part all over again. And then it'll move, turn left, turn right, move. This thing doesn't have any problem until we reach line 24 and we try to pick a beeper, and what happened?
There's no beeper.
There's no beeper,
Carol's like,
and then we have a problem. That's where the red button, a red thing comes up, and your program
and there's
failed.
a bug on his face.
So
like
that's what happened. Okay. So here's our assignment. So that's collect newspaper Karel. We already finished that. And go back home and try to implement that all over again. And try to finish all these. Make your program works in room and words of different size. I already showed you how to create a new world and save it. And you want to be able to load new world of different size and still run your program. So the program itself shouldn't care about how big your world is. And of course that you don't know how to do it now, but after watching lecture 2, you will be able to figure it out. It's not that hard. And there's one word that you can actually use to test. So this one. I put a link here, and if you click on this one and download, See, actually, this will save a .w file in the download directory, and you can actually open that. So this is newspaper Karel. Let's run it and load word. And they try to load the word in this directory, but I can actually go to my download directory. What happened? It should have happened this way. Wait, I didn't want it to. No, it won't allow me to go back. I have to stop this thing somehow. See, my computer crashed on me. Something wrong with this. Okay, so let's start over again. So run, and you can say load word, and you want to load word.
It's on this PC.
Huh, each time I try to load this thing, it won't allow me to do.
Just click on or not.
There's something wrong with
Can you exit Eclipse?
Well, there's another way to do it then. Okay, so remember that this file is saved here, collect newspaper big.w. And then you can say Control C. You're all using PCs, right? Is your laptop, is your desktop a PC running Windows?
It's that.
Okay, it's that. Okay, cool. So you say Control C, which copies that file, and then it goes to your workflow, it goes to your Eclipse. Where's my Eclipse? Workplace file and assignment 1 and works. You can save it here, Control V. So you have a collect newspaper big.word, and then you can load that word and see whether your program runs correctly in here.
Go back to Java setup.
So we can load word and oh, this is a different. Anyway, why don't we
Just
go
search
here?
up the thing.
We already have it here. Download, collect newspaper, W. So click on this one. You see, this is a bigger word.
So you have to make it.
And now it runs. If I run it, what will happen?
It won't work. There's no beeper there, and then there's a weird wasp thing on Karel. So sad.
Karel, so sad.
Karel
Okay.
doesn't have an expression. His expression is always the same. Looks sad. Make him happy. No.
Okay. So that concludes today's short meet. And next time we will actually go longer because next time we will have more assignment to cover. So what we want to do, what we want to achieve next time is that finish all these and then finish beeper line. So there is a class called beeper line in Project Meet Karel. You can find it in your Eclipse workspace. Let me close this. And then we go back to Java. Again, click on this button right here. It goes back to Java perspective. And then the assignment says that we have a beeper line program in Project Meet Karel. So we go to Project Meet Karel, and this is a beeper line.java. And it has a word, and what it does is basically, oops, sorry, that's we try to pick beeper line. This program is trying to put the beeper on the bottom line, every single one of them. And when you run it, it crashed. And your first assignment in this program is to fix that problem. So you don't crash. Fix beeper line. And then make beeper line works on different sides of the wall. You can assume that wall doesn't have any walls in it. It doesn't have existing beepers. But you have to make it work on different size wall and try to test it on different size wall. And the first one is that instead of just lay the beeper on the bottom line, you want to line all 4 walls with beepers.
I didn't do that one.
So that's the project assignment next time. And if you finish that, I think actually this probably takes several hours. And if you have more time to spend, try to see whether you can tackle this one, structure. Okay? Okay, thank you very much. You actually finished all the assignment I gave you. And so go back, watch lecture 2, and then remember you can always email me with any questions